after 6 months. Hope you had a nice time in the company in 6 months' time. Basically we are here to talk about the progress report of the economy and the luxury division. In that prior meeting, our vice president of our economy and luxury division had set certain targets regarding the financial, customer, process, learning and growth perspectives. Now we are here to know what is the progress report. Now I pass this floor to our CEO Ellen.
So as your marketing has mentioned, we are here to discuss some detail about the progress that we have achieved in two of our remaining departments. So we would like to hear a detailed report starting from Head of Economy, Mr. K.
Thank you for coming on this great game for after 6 months. Let me present my department and also what progress that my department has done. So now talking about now let's briefly look at the economy right now. Where are the recession? The people are losing jobs in the United States of America, North America, and the Europe as well. And we see that the potential market that we have available is in the Asian region, and our department has been focused on reducing the cost as well as increasing our market share. So now talking about the reducing the cost, our first we have targeted that we will provide at least 50% of our employees certified with TPM capabilities and implement a just-in-time strategy. And we have exceeded that. More than 52% of our employees have already received the training for the just-in-time and Kaizen. Similarly, more than 53% of our employees have been certified certified TQM capabilities. And similarly, we are targeted to hire more than 60. We have targeted to hire 60 TPM engineers, while we have already hired 65 of them. Similarly, we're targeted to increase our IT spending to 20%, and which we have achieved that. And talking about the percent of worker who pay dependent upon JIT or lineages, and we have also implemented that and achieved 5% our target. The out of the 40% targeted of employees who have rate information availability, appropriate and adequate for the process improvement, where 45% of them have the perception that they have that information that they perceive that the information has been already available to them. Similarly, we are targeted to achieve 90% of orders received and placed through the streamlined EI process, and we have actually received by 95% of them. So what this does is that the placing of order will actually reduce the cost in our supply chain process. Similarly, we are targeted to train 20% of our buyers in high quality procurement processes, while we have already achieved 25% in them, and we have and the plans that we did to achieve this target has been highlighted in the Exhibit 10B. Similarly, we have targeted the major the process perspective. The process perspective, we have targeted to improve our percent of parts with top rating for durability. So we have targeted for durability that our customers actually perceive higher, and we have a slight difference of 63%. We are near to achieving that target. Similarly, we have targeted to reduce the parts that failed in field to actually 7%, and which we have achieved that. We have targeted to have a stock out for 4%, and we have achieved 2%, and that is very near. Similarly, we have targeted to reduce our inventory cost and by 35%, and we have actually achieved that. And I believe that reducing our cost would be our important priority in this environment. While we talk about the reducing of the defect parts, we have achieved a defective part to reducing to 4 parts per million, and that is near to the 3 Sigma. We have achieved that. Sorry. Yeah. And similarly, we are talking about the so we have achieved 78% of our suppliers with A rating, so that we have targeted for 75%. So since our customers focus on the quality parts, and we have achieved that by importing from by procuring from suppliers that have been rated A. Now talking about the global market, we are targeted to have a global market share of 6%, and we have actually we are near to achieving that. We have achieved 5.9%, and similarly in our customer survey, we are targeting that more than 80% of our customers should perceive that we have the lowest maintenance cost, and 75% have already stated that they perceive that we provide them with the lowest maintenance cost. And the percentage of customers who rank company guaranteed the best in class, well, 70% of have already have seen us as the best in class. And in our customer survey, the percent of customers in economic segment that view our company as being excellent in quality attributes were 79, near to about 80% have already perceived that. Now talking about the financials, we have not made the target of the return on capital employed, and that is because we have invested more in our employees. We have invested more in opening plants in South Korea, and we are already in the brink of operating in that. And while reducing cost, we hope that we see that we will achieve this target within next 1 year. And similarly, we have targeted to reduce our outflow from operation to 12 million, and while we have reached up to the our outflow is of 14 million, and that too will be within the 1 year that we will reach our target, because we will be now focusing on targeting the market, producing and reducing our cost, so that will help us bringing in new cash. And similarly, we have already received a gross margin of 4%, and that is because of the unpredictability of the cost of the raw materials in this session, and which we believe that it will be stabilized over the period of next year. Similarly, our revenue target was of 1 billion, and we have already achieved 900 million, and we also hope to get that by the end of this year. And similarly, we have targeted asset turnover ratio of 1.25, and which we have achieved 1.23, and this will increase eventually as we increase our revenue. So now I like to focus on our growth perspective now. We have not been able to achieve our financial target. We have not achieve our financial target because we have been more focusing on our employees, on our reducing cost, and we have already created a backbone for a stable growth in the Asian region, to tap in the Asian region. And if we see the market in the Asian region, it has been growing even in this recession time, and the most of the customer in our Asian region are prefer the economy rather than the luxury. And by tapping in this kind of in this market, we believe that we will increase our share, increase our sales, and also reduce and at a low cost by tapping in this region. And similarly, if you look at the exhibit 6A, our most of our plant region has been in operation, and we have also planned to open our South Korea plant by opening of 2009, and in which will also help us in reaching our financial as well as the customer target. And now I like to focus on why our division is more targeted on the employees as well as the focus on providing quality service, is because if we look at exhibit 2, our customers in in the mid-size and economy, they value price the most and product quality at the second, and similarly just-in-time or lean production at the third. Our customers are the manufacturers who produce cars, and for them to produce more cars, they have to they have to look on their customers too. And if you look at them, their major focus seems to be on the low cost and as well as the quality, and that is why we are focused on bringing in the suppliers with A rating, as well as producing in or increasing our capacity to just in time process, so that we can decrease our inventory to reduce our cost, which will which will help us to reduce our price too. So therefore, we see a great future in the economy segment in coming near future, 1 or 1.5 years ahead. Thank you.
Mr. Team, I have a question.
Thank you.
So you have been mentioning that you are intending to reduce costs. At the
Yes.
same time, you are also focusing on hiring 60 TPM engineers and increasing IT spending. How do you intend to balance this?
By hiring the TQM engineers means we are focusing on reducing the production cost, because with the application of TPM, our waste part will be reduced, our wastage will be at the minimum. Similarly, with that TPM, the JIT is also a part of TPM, and with that we tend to reduce our cost. So in short term, we see that there is increase in expenditure, but with that our long term cost will get reduced.
The floor is open for discussion now. We want to hear each of your opinions regarding the presentation to the participants.
Okay, I have a question, Mr. Keith. The main objective of this meeting is that our parent company has given a target of ROC increase by 8%, as well as positive cash flow, which is negative right now, right? So, if we think about short run, that is increasing our ROC by 8% in 2011, don't you think that the your financial results, which are not as good as it is expected. So what do you want to say about this? Like we understand that you are developing a base by reducing the cost, but after all, it's the revenue. As much as revenue as we generate, your cash flow will be good and your ROC will be positive. So what is your say on this thing?
So I would like to add on this from financial aspect. So you have so the target was -7% from -15. That is for the overall company. So looking at the data of 2008, what was the condition was the economic division was in a profit, in a positive positive revenue segment, that is $20 million. However, the data right now after 6 months of the 2009, the cash flows is in negative side. So this will further deteriorate the financial condition of the company. It is quite disturbing in the financial aspect. And moreover, I was looking into your figures regarding this 6 months plan. You have spent 351 million in overall this 6 months project, with major focus on this cost on running and growth perspective, equivalent to 153 million, followed by customer perspective 131, and then process perspective 65 million. So in this regard, is this cost going to increase in upcoming days, or is there room for some cost reduction on that part also? So because we are basically developing a strategy to enhance the company position, and as she has mentioned, how are we going to sustain financially from your perspective?
Thank you, VP of Marketing and CFO. So now, this investment that we did has provided us with a significant result, not in the basis of financial result, but in the process that we are going through. Our employee satisfaction have actually increased, if you see, and we have a detailed plan of how we are going to improve our backbone, so that leads to leads to our financial improvement. So we have been determined. We have exceeded our capacity on the learning and growth perspective, on the process perspective. Now we are continuing on the customer, as well as the that will gives us the inflow of our cash. So now, if we now I'd like to give I like to get attention to the cash flow from our operating activities, and that we are near to about what we have targeted. That is, we are just 2 million, or we are just 2 million short of what we are doing. And similarly, in this recession, one of the most important part is the controlling of the cash flow, and we are targeting that. Our return on, and when we and if we are going to achieve this, then our return on capital employed will surely be going to be negative, will be reduced to become the positive. And talking about how we are going to provide revenue is because we have already prepared the backbone. Now, as we produce, we are going to sell in the growth region, and that will give us the positive inflow. Our employees are motivated. We have tried to encourage our employees, and that will actually, in a study, it has also seen that if the employees are motivated, our cost will be reduced, and as well as it will improve in our revenue generation process. They will work more, and similarly, we have focused on the process on how we could cut our cost. And since we are just implementing, we are at this implementing phase, and we have been significantly improving in this. So I believe that will that will surely turn to positive in the coming at the end of this year.
So also can we say that in this learning and growth perspective, we are giving lots of training. Should we continue that, or we can gradually decrease the cost on that part?
We can gradually decrease our cost on the part, and let me remind the CFO that this budget is for the 3 year and not for the 1 year. And so we will accommodate all of our bills. We will accommodate, since our 6 month progress is such positive that we even think that we will not require this much of budget. We will complete this process sooner.
Okay, thank you, Mr. D. First of all, congratulations for your fantastic result in non-financial indicator. But looking at the deadline, we have just 1 year and 6 months left for achieving the 8% of the ROC. So, of course, you have created the backbone for the future growth. But will your division will be able to meet the 8% of the ROC by 2011?
Talking about the non-financial growth, I like to remind that we survived this recession, and then the demand will automatically grow. We need to survive this recession. Now when we, even if we survive and we don't have backbone, then I probably think that we do not have a optimistic future. So to build on that, we are also targeting on we are not just looking at this recession, we are also looking on to tap in the future growth market that will be obviously grow after 2011 too. So and the target that you are concerned about will be achieved within 1 year and 6 months, because our production facility will be in operation by 2009, and that will help us generate more cash flow. Our outflow will be minimal.
Anything else? So if we don't have any further discussion, we can invite Head of Luxury Department, RNHR, for detailed presentation on our balance scorecard in this last 6 months.
So hello everyone, nice to see you all after 6 months gap. So since our company is in the state of limbo, that means either we generate cash flow or we close TAP. So keeping that in mind, our division has primarily focused on what Mr. Joe and Ms. Bright stated in our earlier meeting, that we need to generate revenue in order to survive. So we have focused specifically on financial perspective, but it's not that we haven't ignored other perspectives such as customer, process, and learning and growth. We have made our target. So before going to detailed view on what we have achieved, what I would like to also add is that how can we implement our long-term plan when the question is the survival. So keeping that in mind, our strategy is to produce most innovative quality parts, and for that, as in the earlier meeting it was stated that our parent company is it has availed enough resource for capital investment and research and development and other investments. So we have focused on product innovations. And going through the balanced scorecard, as you can see, our ROC has increased to 4%, whereas the target was only -7%. And also our cash flow operating activities has actually, it has obtained $8 million cash inflows, whereas our target was only -12 million. Similarly, on revenue and gross margin also you can see subsequent increase and growth. So overall, we have achieved 75% of our target in financial perspective. So talking about customer perspective, our goal was to achieve 5% of global market share, and I'm glad to announce that we have at least achieved the target of getting 5% global market share. And though we have only 83% of coverage on how customers consider our product as excellent, but at least we are close to the target, that is 85%. And also, we are very glad to announce that we have launched the new products as per our target, that is 50. And similarly, we have achieved 2 of our target goals out of 4 in customer perspective. So in process perspective, though we couldn't, sorry, I also would like to add how we achieved this target on customer perspective. So in the context of improving customer satisfaction, we initiated innovation campaign, and we also initiated a survey regarding how much excellence the customer consider our TAP products. And for initiating customer research, development and partnership, as you can see, we haven't made the target, but we have whole research and development division for that, right? So I don't think that matters a lot. That matters much regarding the partnership with the customer in research and development initiative. So in process perspective, we have reduced defects rate. So that means we can have higher gross margin, right? So in that context, we have achieved 5 ppm in actual performance, and the target was 3 ppm. And in the learning and growth perspective, sadly we couldn't achieve that much target. This is because what we considered was the parent company stated that they would concess the health benefits and pension benefits of employee if we did not survive. So which one do you think is better? Like either way, if we sustain our company, then they will be getting benefits like pensions and healthcare. So that will motivate them indirectly, not as not in a satisfaction way, but they can that factor can motivate them, right? So shortly, this is our balanced scorecard, and I wouldn't want to take much of long time due to time constraint. So I would like to hand over to CEO. Thank you so much.
Ms. Aaron. The floor is open for discussion.
Congratulations first on your outstanding result and financial aspect. I would like to ask a question related to employee engagement. As we all know that until and unless the company makes its employees satisfied, it cannot make its end customer satisfied. So when we look at the data regarding the target and actual performance, there is a huge deviation between, because you have targeted that employees as satisfied to be 80%, but your actual result was only 62%. You also gave explanations for this, like the social security and pension fund. But don't you think that employee satisfaction is the first thing that the company must consider before considering about other end customers?
Yes, it is important to also consider employee satisfaction, but will employee be satisfied if there is no company at all? How will they get benefits? How will they get paid? So first of all, we need to survive company in order to give them satisfaction, right? So that's why we focus on surviving the company in present scenario, so that we can imply long-term goals, and we can have room to improve in terms of employee satisfaction.
Adding on to what she said, good afternoon everyone. Glad to see you everyone in the meeting. So we have gathered here to discuss about the economic division and luxury division, the financial targets and the non-financial targets. So looking at the balance scorecard, I can see that the cause and effect relation which is in the economy division, where the economy division has focused on hugely on making the employee competent and customer satisfied, but which is slowly swaying on your financial aspect of the business. But I'm afraid that the luxury division, do you have any reason for your cause and effect relationship in your financials? Because is to how you have improved your financial hugely, because I'm glad you did in your financial aspect, but because the data here shows that your customer attitudes are not up to mark, and what's your say on that, and what will you do to engage them? Because is VP of Marketing Mary said that eventually happy employees will give us the happy customers. So because we need our customers in the first place to increase our sales, even for the survival also, for generating revenue also, we need the happy customer, and for happy customers, we need our employees to be happy. So what's your take on that?
So, thank you for your question. So, first of all, talking about customer satisfaction, we are close to the target. That is, we just have difference of 2%, and which we can grow in coming years. And also, the main gap was that customer needs more innovative products as per our research, which we have met the target, that is 50 by 50. And also it's not that we have failed to cover the market share. We have covered the market share as per the target, and I can assure you that in coming years we can increase it more further.
Congratulations, Eva, for your presentation. And as you have said that there's a you haven't made the target of 20% in the to initiate customer R&D partnership. So for that, one of the reasons may be that due to the changing rules and regulations, it is very hard. It's a very trouble keeping to anticipate what the customer will and want. So it is very it may be the reason why the target is not made. In the maintaining the good R&D relationship partnership. You said that to the target of 20 in the exhibit number 10A, to initiate in the customer perspective, initiate customer R&D partnership, the target was 20%, but the actual performance was only 10. This is because due to the changing rules and regulations, there is trouble keeping there was very hard to anticipate what the customers want. So this target is not met according to our decision.
You are trying to support what she is saying? Or
Yeah,
you are trying to ask
support. She's supporting.
Thank you, Ms. Arun. First of all, congratulations for your good financial result. But looking at your presentation as a VP of Strategic Division, I would like to remind you that I feel like that we are still lagging behind in internalizing the balance scorecard. So the purpose of introducing the balance scorecard was not to measure just the financial indicator. We were trying to measure the other three indicators as well. But looking at the divisional performance, we had the fantastic financial result, but we are lagging somewhere in process perspective as well learning and growth. Probably we will survive the 2011 target of the pressure. We will survive even after 2011, but we will have another problem immediately after that. So, in coming days, how are you planning to create the backbone so that we can think about the long-term future?
Okay, I would like to add some figures on the same question. So in earlier meeting 6 months prior, we have mentioned about the price elasticity, how it will not affect the luxury division. It was actually shown in the data of 2008 as well. So if we look at the data of 2008, luxury segment was one of the division who included the positive income generation. So from the financial aspect, the positive cash flow right now is expectable. So I am not much surprised that you have achieved such a positive cash flow based on this data. But the question remains: will it be will it be continued in this similar manner, considering the fact that the leading indicators of your BSc, such as employee engagement, is not so satisfactory? So the purpose of the BSc was that the leading factors will ultimately give a positive result on the lagging factors, that is a financial aspect. In your case, it is going in the reverse direction. So I am very concerned if we can maintain the similar level of financial position from the luxury division in coming days. So that will be one of the question. And another aspect I would like to draw attention is about their overall budget. That is almost half of the what the economic division has proposed. So I am also skeptical in a sense that you are focusing on the innovation for the product differentiation. However, the cost that the budget you have proposed in that segment, will that be sufficient, or should I think of allocating extra budget for that in future? I'm quite not sure about that. So I would like you to address my fear about that.
I have one more. I want to add one more point. According to our previous meeting, so our company's main strategic vision was to work in close partnership with the customers to innovate and develop the product that are in demand in the market. So you mentioned in your presentation that we have the separate research division, so we don't need to work with customers. So I think you need to look at the overall company objective regarding these issues.
So adding on to VP and the CFO, so you have just mentioned that the major focus of your company is your segment is survival, right? So if the major focus is just survival, why have you set so much of high targets in learning and growth perspective? Maybe you could have focused more on financial, and maybe the target could have been set low for the other perspective. But the target is very high and which is unachievable. So maybe I think that the target was overestimated, and so that the company will not want to target. So would you like to add this?
So first of all, I would like to address Mr. BP's question, which was why didn't our division focus on other perspective? Why did the division focus majorly on financial perspective? It's not that we have been focused on other perspective. As you can see that 50% of target has been made, but while comparing it to economic division, it's like it has focused on process and learning growth, and as you can see the other two perspective has not been covered. So we have high level of achievement. So in average, the overall perspective has been covered. So I hope that answered your question. And the next question was about employment engagement, right? So after surviving, what we can focus is on the employment on human resource factors like promoting them or providing the remuneration and bonuses. So like that, so in such way we can like increase the employment satisfaction. And I also would like to address Mr. Joe's question, which was which is about the available resources, right? So you mentioned
whether we can sustain the similar level of income in the future. The main question was
available.
Similar cash
If
flow
you have
as in
to like increase the available resources, that was the question, right?
that can sustain the zero issue. Is the resource, financial resource, as you have allocated, is sufficient or not? And another one was whether we can expect similar cash flow in the future from it.
Yes, of course we can expect similar cash flow, not just similar growth. We can expect even more growth because in the time of recession we have achieved this much of the performance. Then when the economy is normal and smooth, we can obviously increase our growth and margin. And also we have introduced more products to back up the sales, and also we have reduced the defect rates, which subsequently increases our profit margin. And talking about the resources, as it was mentioned in the previous meeting, that parent company has given us sufficient resources to make investments and to allocate the investment in research and development. So I have, I'm very positive that the parent company will avail other additional resources for the innovations in the future. And what was the other?
Miss Aaron, I request you to shorten your answer because we are running out of time.
Okay.
Why was the
Last
growth-
question.
Why was the growth target so high when you knew we could not achieve those targets?
Let me rephrase that. What we meant was, why did you keep the budget of learning and growth perspective so high when you were not focusing on that aspect of your business?
So initially, what we focused was to give priority to employment to employees. But what we restructured was, if the company doesn't survive, then the employee, and in any ways employees are not getting benefited. So that is why we are lacking a bit on employee engagement.
I have a question for you. Thank you for your
Please make it shorter because we are really on time.
Thank you for a detailed presentation. From a HR point of view, as the company is in the point of recession time, from your balanced scorecard, the employees are not much that satisfied. We can see that your target was 80%, but you have achieved only 62%. Now, if we come to the part of the employees, can we tell that unmotivated employees will do their job well in the recession period? Can you prove that?
I want to add something to that. Innovation, your objective was innovating in the market, right? And innovation majorly comes from employees' point of view. But if the employees are unsatisfied, then how can you expect that they will further make more effort on innovation and do work nicely?
They will put more effort because the question is about their job. Like with it's about the job security, right? Because so in that sense, the employee will work and they'll give their 100% to move the company upward. So did you get my point?
In addition, what we have found is that employees for saving their jobs, if they do the jobs, then they will not perform to their 100%. They will just be keeping to obtaining the target. They just for the work's sake. So now, how can we make them work 100%? Like they will definitely will not do if they are not satisfied. They'll just try to save their jobs, right? So, what are your take on this? How will you try to improve this worst condition of the employees in the department?
That will be the last question.
It's not a question. If the employees are not that satisfied, how can they fulfill the other objectives like financial objectives, customers possession, and process positive? Because these are all fulfilled by the employees themselves. In the first place, if the employees are not satisfied by themselves 100%, then how will they achieve the other objective?
So keeping it short, the main focus of employees, is it that they get money to fulfill their basic needs, or it's job satisfaction in the time of recession? So during the recession, they will obviously think about how they can survive rather than how much they are satisfied, right? So that is why we majorly focus on survival of the company, so that employees and other employees can fulfill their basic needs, fulfill their survival. So after growth of the company, the satisfaction comes in the second phase.
And also probably the point during the recessions, the employment jobs will be so low that they will be stick to the same company.
Yeah, that's what I mean, job security.
And in 2008 recession, it was like 3 million jobs were cut off. So they will be prominently working on that.
Thank you, everyone. So, my major concern here is, like Ms. Aaron said, it's the responsibility of R&D department. But we as a company don't intend to create silos between departments. We as a company intend to work together so we can achieve the company's goal together. And also the fact that we don't want departments competing against each other. We do want healthy competition, but not like competing in terms of electrical. So we want to achieve the goals together. So that is my insights on this. So now I think we need a short break before we make a decision on who is going to be the next COO of the company. Thank you, everyone.
You guys.
Sorry to interrupt. 3 minutes time is allocated for the selection of the new CEO. 3 minutes time is allocated.